Well, welcome back everyone. I hope you had a chance to think about the Socrates and Meno package problem. We're going to go through that in a moment and look at the solution. So this was the problem from last time. Socrates and Meno each receive box-shaped presents. Each is tied with 3 loops of string, one in each of the 3 possible directions. Socrates' package has loops of lengths 40, 60 and 60 centimetres, and Meno's package has loops of lengths 40, 60 and 80 centimetres. Find the volumes of the 2 packages and decide whose package has the larger volume. Okay, so I hope you had a chance to look at the problem and solve it. If not, pause the video now and have a go, and we'll reconvene in just a moment for the solution. Okay, so let's get to the solution. Here we have a little diagram of a package, and we might as well call it X and Y and Z directions. And remember, if we wrap a piece of string around the package here in the X and the Z direction, we'll have 2 lots of X and 2 lots of Z. So let's actually write down some equations that represent the lengths of string in Socrates' package. So we were told that we have one piece of string, let's say that goes in the X and the Y direction, and that is 40 centimetres. And another piece of string, that will be 2 lots of Y and 2 lots of Z, and that's 60 centimetres. And the last one will be the other combination, which will be 2 lots of X and 2 lots of Z, and that was also 60 centimetres. So what we need to do is to turn these equations into a volume. So let's write down the goal. And what we actually want to find is the volume, which will be X times Y times Z, which is the volume. So I think the easiest way to solve for the volume is to actually calculate X, Y and Z separately and then plug them in. Okay, so these equations that we've got are actually exactly the kinds of equations that we're going to be solving systematically in the course Introduction to Linear Algebra. But for now, I'm not going to solve these in the same systematic way that we're going to cover in the course. We're just going to get on and solve them using a sort of ad hoc method that works in this case. There are lots of ways to solve systems of equations like this, so we're just going to get on and solve it. Okay, so what we're going to do to solve this system of equations is we're just going to total in each column. So if we look at this and we add up the 3 equations, we will have 4x and 4y and 4z, and that will be 40, 100, 160. So that x plus y plus z will give us 40. Right. So, how does that help? Well, we've already got an equation with just the y and the z in here, so we can find x plus y plus z and then take away the y plus z, and that will just give us x on our own. So we know x plus y plus z is 40. And the y plus the z will be 30, meaning that x is 10. And we can do exactly the same thing. We can subtract off the z and the x to get the y, and we can subtract off the x and the y to get the z. And you don't need me to go through all these details. Y is 10 and z is 20, so the volume is 10 times 10 times 20, and that is 2,000 centimetres cubed. Okay, so Socrates' package has a volume of 2,000 centimetres cubed. Right, so we just now need to do exactly the same for Meno's package, and if we remember that Meno's package was, instead of 40, 60, 60, it was 40, 60, 80. So Just to avoid any confusion, I'm going to use different variable names. So let's say Meno has 2p plus 2q is 40, and 2q plus 2r is 60, and 2p plus 2r was 80. So in the previous one we had 40, 60, 60, and for Meno we've got 40, 60, 80. Okay, so we're going to do exactly the same trick. We're going to total these again, well, we might as well divide by 4 this time to give us p plus q plus r. 180 divided by 4 is 45. Right, so let's do exactly the same thing again. P plus q plus r minus q plus r, which we have conveniently here, will give us p, and that's 45 minus 30, which is 15. Right, and again, you don't now need me to go through all this gory detail. Q turns out to be 5, R turns out to be 25, and so the volume in this case will be 15 times 5 times 25, and that is 1,875 centimetres cubed. Okay. So I think this is curious. It's curious because if we look at the dimensions here, 40, 60, 60 versus 40, 60, 80, Meno is using more string around their package, and yet it turns out to have a smaller volume. So I think there is something curious here about using more string around the package, but it ending up enclosing a smaller volume. So I hope you got the same answer. I'll leave you to think about why that is the case, and I hope you enjoyed this puzzle, and look forward to meeting you soon. Okay, thanks very much.